Welcome back to Everyday Diesel. In this video, I'm going to be mounting up my new Hoosiers for the drag truck and my new wheels. And also, Hot Shot Secret sent me a bunch of stuff for this race season for both the race truck and the mega cab that we're in right now. And we're going to, or I'll show you everything that they sent us. I'm incredibly excited to have them kind of on board. They're a great company. They're a massive, massive part of the racing side of diesel motorsports, or just diesel motorsports in general. Their products are good. I've been using several of them. They sent me some stuff that I've never used before that I'm excited to use. So we'll show you that towards the end of this video. Right now I'm heading to Firewire LED's shop in Mooresville, Indiana. He's got a top-of-the-line tire and wheel machine that I'm going to use to mount my new wheels that I'll show you here in a second, and my new Hoosiers. For the past like 3 or 4 years, I've been running on a set of Hoosier QuickTime Pro 28 1450 17s. I don't know why I went with the 1450. Just kind of, I didn't know much about slicks when I bought them, or drag tires. They worked perfectly fine. You know, had no problem with them, other than they were a little wide for a 17x9 wheel. So you end up with a really bulged sidewall, which normally wouldn't be a big deal at all. But when you're running 15 pounds of air and it's on a 5,000 pound diesel truck, it kind of wears out the sidewalls, at least on the front tires. So for like the past 2 years, I've been removing the tires after the race, not trailering the truck with the tires on it, so it's not bouncing around the trailer on the drag tires. And I rotated them front to back to try to evenly wear them. And also at like nighttime, like after qualifying on Friday, I'll usually put air and then put them up to like 20 or 25 pounds to help stretch out those sidewalls so they're not sitting there overnight, for 12 hours or whatever. Just sitting there getting abused, especially on the front. So anyways, to fix that problem, we went to a 1150, a 28 1150 17. So I sold the ones I had. I sold the 17-inch Fuel Mavericks with the 28 1450s, and I bought some Raceline Renegades, which I'm pumped about. I've always liked that wheel. Super cool, pretty original wheel. Oh, there's some chickens in the road. Try not to run over. Everyone knows those wheels. They've, been making them for years and years, and I think they'll look good. I got a set of 28 1150 QuickTime Pros from Hoosier, and I think all in all they'll be lighter in each corner compared to the other ones, so that's a plus. So gonna get them mounted up. Not gonna balance them, no point. Also got a set of my buddy's tires in the back that for his forces, he bought the wrong size tire, so we're going to dismount those for him so he can sell them and get a different size tire put on those wheels. But then after that, gonna put them on the racetrack, see how they look, because that's half the deal here. I want to see how these things look. I know they'll perform good. I've had Hoosier QuickTime Pros. Obviously, that's all I've ever used, so it made sense to just go back with them. So yeah, see you when we get to Firewire shop. A little bit of this. How about all of it? Huh? Sounds like hell when you shut it off. No, it doesn't. What's this piece of shit doing on the lift for?
Well, how far do you want to make a video?
I mean, I'm just filming whatever. It's like a vlog type of deal.
We can do the FLEECE filter upgrade line.
Oh, the
Fuel filter.
I don't know. They made them for these.
The problem is that's plastic and it fucking sucks.
Oh yeah, they suck just like everything else.
But I have one here. But
Is it just a billet that changes out to aluminum?
A Datsun.
Yeah. Yep. Exhaust looks nice. I like the polished muffler. So we're gonna get to this stuff here in a little bit, but I came here and Brian's got his 2024 L5P on the lift to do this FLEECE fuel filter upgrade. Like most trucks, I think at this point, all of them, Fords, Rams, Chevys, they all have shitty fuel filter setups with plastic parts and stuff that fails over time. Like this one is pretty well stripped just from being changed a couple times. So FLEECE makes this kit. It's pretty much the same thing as all the other stuff. You get, that's a cartridge style filter, right? Correct. So this changes to a regular spin-on filter. I think this is a water separator as well. And you get a billet head that mounts in the factory location, quick connect fittings, which is all factory stuff. So basically it's plug and play. We already unpackaged this, but in true FLEECE fashion, everything is extremely nice. Shrink wrapped, bubble wrapped, foam wrapped. You get the goods like always. They give these cards with QR codes. You scan that, you get instructions on your phone. We went ahead and printed them out. Here's the billet housing. I don't know exactly, we gotta get the other one off. I've never done one of these. So obviously there's where your filter goes. Something from the factory filter housing goes on there. Don't know exactly what. Fuel in, fuel out. It's that simple. Fittings. And that's it. So really the only thing to do under here is, A, I would say get the filter out of there and drain the fuel. And B, you got your quick connect in, your quick connect out, and then up there is the harness to unplug. And then you come on the outside of the frame, and there's some bolts, I don't know, they're inside there, and that should be it. In hindsight, we're not gonna remove the fuel filter because it's already screwed up, and we don't wanna screw it up anymore.
The dealership's the last person to change that too, by the way.
Figures, yep, so we're just gonna take it down as is and drop tools. Whatever fuel comes out of lines will be the only thing that we lose, so. Okay, well, we might have gotten a little carried away. Some things have happened. I splashed some fuel and some government juice in my face. But there's a big old hole here. But anyways, the fuel filter housing is out. Fuel in, fuel out, harness. Pretty simple. So this thing on top is a fuel heater. So the next step is to remove these 3 Torx screws, take off that fuel heater off, and it goes on top of the new FLEECE housing. And they supply new hardware in that little bag. And that's it. So here's all your crap laid out. And since we're not scared, we're gonna hit these T30 Torx with this impact to bust off the fuel heater. Force fed too, it's even better. Ta-da. Okay, this is trash now. All we care about is that. Oh, was there another O-ring in there? There's a bottom O-ring and a top O-ring. The baggie that had the...
No, there's nothing else there.
There's only the 2 O-rings, the 2 fittings, and 3 bolts?
Yep.
Huh, okay.
I don't think I put that one on. I think I reused that one. Or I think it goes in the filter.
I mean, we don't have it, so the only thing we can do is those 2. So for some reason, there's 3 O-rings on this deal, a big one, a medium one, and a little tiny one. You only get these 2 to replace, so you just make sure that thing's not cut, and you should be fine.
As I cut it trying to put it on.
Yeah. Snaps in half. Ta-da, done. And then just install that bad boy onto here. Should only go one way, I think. Yeah, There's these cutouts right here. Yep, that should be it. See, it fits into those spots. Should be able to just push it through.
Yeah, my ass.
Okay. Ta-da. New hardware, which is not T30. Once you got all that assembled, these have O-rings on them. You do not need to crank 200 foot-pounds on them. Just make them tight. Basically, they'll seat and be done. Then you just put the fleece filter base on the OEM bracket, and that's it. And slap your filter on, and I'm pretty sure the L5Ps will fill that filter up itself. The instructions don't say to fill it full of fuel, so should be good. The cool thing about what else we did when we were under here is now there's plenty of room to go back in here without having too much trouble. Ta-da! That's it. The holes in the frame are slotted, which is nice because it's just studs on this bracket. So tighten the nuts on the studs, reconnect your push to connect fuel lines and your wiring harness. Click. That's it, done. Okay, that was a nice little side quest. While he's finishing up that, I'll show you guys this stuff real quick. So here's the tires. Like I said in the intro, 28 1150s, 17-inch wheel. And I got a set of Raceline Renegades. These have been around for a long time. Actually, I haven't seen them yet. I'm pretty excited, as one would be, about wheels and tires. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, those are nice. That's gonna look sick. So we're gonna get these all unboxed, new valve stems, and as soon as we get this thing out of the way, I'm gonna go over there and mount these suckers up. Ha! Good. All right, made it home. Got one of the wheels put on the truck, and it looks sick. I'm extremely happy with the way it came out. Honestly, you put a Hoosier drag tire on any wheel, and it looks good, but these wheels look good. I'm really glad I went with polished instead of the black. The black was fine. The Fuel Mavericks, those are a classic wheel. But I'm a polished wheel guy, and these things look phenomenal. This thing's going to look awesome in the sunlight at the racetrack. So extremely happy with the way these came out. They're sized just about right. I mean, honestly, I could obviously put a bigger tire on there if I wanted to. 28 is what has worked really well for me, so I'm gonna stick with it. You start changing tire sizes, then your time slips start changing too, and you gotta make adjustments on the truck. And I'm not looking to make a whole lot of adjustments. Pretty awesome. Very happy with the way that came out. Now, here, if you made it to the end of the video, thank you for watching. Real quick, I just want to talk about Hot Shots Secret. They have Kyle Fisher over there, and the team at Hot Shots have decided to help me out this year and sent me a bunch of awesome stuff. A lot of their products, oils, transmission fluids, additives, the race fuel, which I didn't even expect. Their Adrenaline Outlaw R100 race fuel. It's not an additive you put in regular diesel fuel. It is a race fuel that comes in 5-gallon jugs. I'll show you here in a second. I have about 15 gallons of that stuff now. It's not cheap. That's why I hadn't bought any yet, because I wasn't sure if I really needed to try it. But I have enough now that I think I'm going to run it all season long and see what happens. Okay, so this is what I'm working with from Hot Shots. As you can see, my inventory back here, and I have a bunch more that's on the shelf over there. But here's what they sent me. This is really awesome. So this is their their standard full synthetic 1540 diesel engine oil, their race engine oil, which I'm going to put in the race truck, their adrenaline line of transmission fluid, which is good for 47s, 48s, 68s, and I think even more than that. So I'm going to be swapping out the fluid I have in the race truck and in the mega cab to that transmission fluid. They sent me some R82, which is what I've always ran for the past 2 years. It's a race fuel additive. So basically you put, I think one of these does 4 gallons of fuel. So I would usually put 2 of these in my fuel cell. You could almost instantly tell a different smell in the exhaust. And, you know, I obviously don't have like dyno numbers to back it up, but there are tests on YouTube and online where you can see the benefits from that. FR3, as you can see, I've already used this. This is additive for your engine oil and other oils, but I add it to my engine oil. Firepunk actually did, you can say their logo's even on it right there. Firepunk actually did a test with this, adding it to the engine oil, and I think they picked up like somewhere around 10, 12, 15 horsepower on the dyno, switching to that. So along with the stiction eliminator, that's got some good benefits for stuff. So, and I've always ran the Diesel Extreme, which is just a fuel additive you put in your fuel, you know, pretty much all year round, winter, summer, whatever. Because honestly, the fuel you get at the pump is mediocre at best. We all pretty much know that. And then, like I was talking about a minute ago, the race fuel, which I'm going to try out this year. So huge shout out to the guys at Hot Shots. I ran into Kyle a couple of times throughout the couple years, you know, just at his booth at the track. But with winning ET bracket class and going to PRI and going to the banquet this past year, I got to actually shake his hand and talk to him. And that company's just awesome. I mean, they really care about the progression of diesel racing. They're there at every race. They're the primary sponsor, the main sponsor for every series. You know, they put their money out there and really invest in the sport. So, you know, whether they give me stuff to use throughout the season or not, I'm a huge supporter of them. Obviously can't thank them enough for wanting to help little old me out, you know. So I'm going to talk about their products as much as I can. I'm always going to give you the truth and my honest opinion. So far, I've had nothing but great results with their products. So I'm going to continue to do that. Looking forward to using that race fuel to see if there's any noticeable differences there. I haven't really watched any videos or anything on it yet. So I kind of just want to see for myself. So with that being said, thank you for watching this video. Kind of all over the place. Had a little side quest in there working on Firewires, L5P. And other than that, we'll see you in the next one.